Hello, this video is in response to a video prior to this where I talked about Laura Loomer, and obviously I may have gotten her mixed up with Rachel Scott, an ABC Black news correspondent who was questioning and interviewing Donald Trump, and this was for the National Association of Black Journalists. So in that, let me say that Rachel Scott, if I've gotten you and Laura Loomer mixed up, I apologize for that, because I sure do not want to group you in the same category as her. From what I see, she is hiding behind the curtains of politics to perpetuate racism. But the funny thing is, you know, she claims to have a certain ancestry, but she looks just like one of my cousins. In fact, she's darker and doesn't have blue, green, or cat eyes. And the funny thing is, I thought I saw her getting off Donald Trump's plane. So if she is in cahoots, or if she's on his team, and if she's speaking in racist terms as she did when she actually referred to the vice president out of her name and talked about 3 black politicians supposedly that they represented certain type of black voices. Well, she was right. She is not urban, so she doesn't even have the right to speak about what represents urban definitions or urban terminology. But I know this. One drop rule means that everybody on this earth has at least 1 drop of African blood, as far as I know, unless they had some aliens came down here and made it, or DNA spliced, or there's some other explanation, because we all know that the first people to come on this earth were actually walking out of Africa. And so you can do what you will with that. That 1 drop rule was a Southern thing, but the first Africans or slaves were actually disembarked at a northeastern location. Some say Jamestown. I won't get into that any further. But I will leave this where it lies, because it seems that certain parties thrive in chaos. And I'm not going to give someone who's looking for attention the attention that she wants. The only reason why I'm mentioning your name right now is in response and to Rachel in this Scott in this video. She's a sister, and I definitely do not want to group her with you. Moving on, I want to talk about something that most people do not have any idea how vital Social Security is, not only to its citizens, but to the country as a whole. The power was supposed to always be in the hands of the people. And then we elect people to represent us in Congress. Now, in that part, we've failed. We've failed because our congressman and President Reagan signed a bill or whatever you do to give you access to Social Security so that you can put your hands on the taxpayers' money to use it as you see fit. Now we're talking about a 2034 shortage, or maybe Social Security running out, due to the fact that by you borrowing 1.7 trillion, this is Congress and just the government period, but there's a shortage in Social Security of 2.7. I believe that's the last figure that we had. So there's $1 trillion, over $1 trillion missing. We don't know where that money is supposed to have went. No doubt it went to Israel, Ukraine, and a lot of these other places that we have been sending United States citizens money before taking care of home first. Now, everyone knows that that doesn't make any sense at all. Or we can be looking at a big theft. I don't know. But Social Security, in its effort to, I guess, put more money back into the system, and because of errors that they have made in most cases, is missing $23 billion because of overpayment benefits uncollected. What they don't never say is the mistakes that their office makes in overpaying people, not having the proper people doing the proper work, making the right decisions. Because no matter what you say, it is you who do the hiring and firing, and they always say, blank rolls downhill. So obviously, the administrator, Martin O'Malley, states that the practice of going after benefits wrongly paid to people, often through no fault of their own, amounted to clawback cruelty and should be reformed. Innocent people can be badly hurt, O'Malley said during his testimony. I have a theory on this. Hurt people hurt people. And if the citizens of this great United States, as they say, would take the power back, then the people who made the mistakes would have to suffer also, along with its citizens. Mr. O'Malley, you are the commissioner, so maybe we need to take some of your money to put back in the system so you would understand how it feels when you take an older, a disabled, or a senior citizen's money for overpayment that your office is supposed to be responsible for. Now, that's all I have on this. But people, we have to realize, if they take Social Security, you lose a job. You got your mothers, grandmothers, children, like I said, disabled people. What will they be able to do with $0 in this climate? Everything's going up. Okay? It's time for us to stop being selfish and worry about the people who have been paying into the system for some of them 30, 40, 50 years. What are they going to do if Social Security runs out? What will you do when Social Security runs out?